It's something that we wanted to touch back with you guys. We've had 4 years now. Very basic, does not translate into a smooth riding RV, especially big trucks and buses that pass you really get pushed. It's one of the few items on our motorhome that hasn't broken. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on a review video. Now, if you've watched our channel, you have seen this before. It's been 4 years since we had this installed. For those of you that are new to our channel, we're gonna explain what this video is about and our overall review on this product. If you're new to the channel, please take a moment, make sure you subscribe, notification bell's on, because we have a lot of new videos coming out. We're searching for a new motorhome. We have a lot of travels. We're doing DIYs. You don't want to miss any of those videos. Make sure you're subscribed. Now let's get into this. This is our motorhome behind us currently. It's a 2019 Newmar Baystar. It's on the Ford F53 chassis. Now, one of the first things, probably the first thing that I noticed when we picked it up and I was driving it home that 2-hour trip was, wow, this doesn't handle very well. This suspension's pretty terrible. And that is a common theme for anybody that owns a motorhome on an F53 chassis. So one of the goals in the first couple of months after we got this motorhome back to our home was suspension upgrades. So originally we did a lot of the Super Steer products. We also did the Sumo springs. We had steer and stabilizer installed by Safety Plus. We had sway bars put in, and it did make a difference. However, the biggest difference we ever did was upgrade to our liquid spring suspension. We did that 4 years ago. Now, we've done many videos talking about the installation, how it rides. We'll link the installation one up above that goes in depth onto what goes on regarding installation of this. But what I do suggest is that if you have the budget for it, don't even bother with the suspension upgrades. Other than maybe the Safety Plus, you won't need any other ones. Liquid spring is a complete game changer. So if you know anything about the F53 chassis, the stock suspension are leaf springs up front, leaf springs on the back. It's very basic, does not translate into a smooth riding RV, or more importantly, an RV that handles very well in the wind or when going through traffic, especially big trucks and buses that pass you really get pushed. Liquid spring is a smart suspension system. There's components in there that make it very unique to really any suspension system on the market. Here are some of the main features. There is an onboard microprocessor. It's going to monitor your steering, your speed, your braking, road inputs at a rate of about 1,000 times per second. It's going to adjust the suspension to react to those conditions. So unlike that leaf spring suspension or even an air ride suspension, Liquid Spring has designed struts. They create them in-house and is a liquid filled system. So what that allows with that power module and the ECU is that as it reads conditions going down the road, it can adjust the amount of pressure in those struts using the liquids, like a silicone-based liquid, and it makes those micro adjustments in milliseconds. So it's constantly adjusting to the conditions on the road. The result will be a soft ride or a stiff ride or anything in between, dependent on what you need or what's appropriate going down the road. So for example, when we had the leaf spring system, if we made a turn or coming out of driveway, you would get this back and forth, right? It would be that sway. Remember that, hon?
The roll, yeah.
Now you might get a little bit, and that's it.
It immediately stops.
Going down the road, windy conditions like right now, was a real struggle driving. Now we drive windy conditions, doesn't matter. You don't feel it. It doesn't push, it doesn't sway. It softens up the ride. It tightened up the steering. The handling is much better. Before we get into all the driver interface features and what this system can do, we do want to thank the sponsor of this video. It's going to be Liquified. You know what Liquified is? Very important. If you have a motorhome RV, you want to treat the black tank with something that's enzyme-based so it can break down the material in there. And that's where Liquified comes in. One of the best black tank treatments on the market, one of the most popular, one of the highest rated. It comes in a liquid format with the orange scent, lavender in both liquid or the pods. or the powder, and all you do is you take 1 or 2 ounces, put it in your black tank, just lets it do its work, and it's going to break everything down. We did a full video on how this works. We'll link it up above. They also have their gray tank treatment, often overlooked, our gray tank. We actually did have an issue with our gray tank sensor, and we used their sensor cleaner, and now we're reading empty. But if we were using this, we probably would have had an issue. What's awesome about Liquified is if you go to liquifiedrv.com, you use the discount code Endless RVing, you're going to get 24% off all of your purchases. Also, now through May 31st, they are running a sweepstakes that if you enter for free or you buy a product, every dollar you spend, you will get one chance to win a new Alliance trailer valued, I believe, at $43,000.
It's the Delta.
Yeah, the Delta. Or you can enter for free. So we're going to put all that information. We want to thank Liquified. Again, liquifiedrav.com. We'll put the link down below.
The biggest thing that I noticed when I was driving, when we first got it, if a tractor trailer was flying, you know, they fly on the highways. This thing would be, you see it coming. So you'd start, you know, I think every F53 starts grabbing on for dear life. But with the liquid spring, you don't even know except by sight. You can hold two fingers and you're not going to sway.
There is a driver interface portion of the liquid spring system. So what that allows you to do on the fly immediately while you're moving down the road, you can raise the height of your vehicle, whether it's a motorhome or an off-road vehicle, 3 inches each way. So you have your normal height, you can go 3 inches higher. From normal height, you can go 3 inches lower. So about 6 inches either way. What does that allow you to do? Well, if you look over here, if you look going up our street, when we get to the top of the street, we have a hill, hard right with a bank. So what we do, we raise it all the way up top so we have plenty of clearance. Or if you're in either entering or exiting a driveway, you have that tow bar with that low hitch. You can raise up, you can give yourself another 6 inches from the bottom. That way you have plenty of clearance. The biggest thing that makes it such a game changer is that those leaf springs are gone. They're completely removed and replaced with a 5-link suspension, which the design is going to allow, it's going to maintain alignment, minimize noise, and cut down on vibrations. What does that mean for you? It's a much better ride going down the road. It's an amazing ride going down the road.
Now, we've driven a lot of high-end diesel pushers. We've driven Super C. We've driven a ton of different motorhomes. And I have to tell you, that liquid spring really gives it a run for its money. So the handling, I'm not going to say it's the same, but it's close.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. And a lot of people say, you know, I'm thinking about getting a diesel pusher. Do you think I should just get a gasser instead and get the liquid spring put on? And it really depends on what you want, but it makes that much of a difference that I would say, yeah, if that's what you can afford, go for it, because it's drastic.
I know somebody in the comments are going to say, well, there's a lot of differences with diesel pushers. There are. We're not talking about air braking and carrying capacity and all those. Strictly handling and how it takes the road. I know you said it's close. I couldn't tell the difference. Especially we drove the Essex with the tag. I couldn't tell it. And I was like, well, what's the big deal about this? But I think if we were coming from regular F53, we're like, okay, this is a big difference. But since we had the liquid spring, I didn't feel a difference in driving it. So why would people get liquid spring? MJ just hit the nail on the head. You want to get a gas motorhome, or you have an expedition off-road vehicle and you want to do better suspension. For us, we initially got Nelly because it was just way less expensive up front and way less expensive to maintain a gas motorhome. And we're able to get the liquid spring suspension to really close that gap in the handling part. Now there's 2 different variables you can get. We're going to go specifically with motorhome. You can do the 2-corner rear or the 4-corner. You can't just get the front. You're either going to get only the rear or the 4-corner. Now the rear, which is originally how liquid spring was originally designed, it's going to take about 70% of that driving experience is going to come from the rear. So that sway is going to be gone. A lot of that handling is going to be improved with the rear. The 4-corner, that's like the icing on the cake, right? That's you got all the options at that point. And you're also going to get one other new feature, which we're going to talk about later in this video. Talk about the inside in the cockpit. The driver interface we have is set up right over to my left side here, right by the equalizer system. So what is that going to allow us to do? There's several things that we can do on that driver interface. So I told you earlier, you can change the ride height from the low to the high. There is different driving modes. So you have Sport, which is going to be the tightest handling. Normal, which is kind of a in-between of Comfort and Sport. You have a better handling, but also Comfort. And then the Comfort is going to be the softest ride. So you can do that on the fly right from that interface. Now let's talk about the maintenance of the system. There is no maintenance. We haven't done any maintenance. Now these were actually made originally for ambulance industry, and they've been on the ambulance for quite some time. They got into the motorhomes and now they're into Super Cs as well as off-road vehicles. there's no maintenance. So for us, other than getting the upgrade to the True Earth Leveling, which is an upgrade and that comes standard now, there has been no maintenance. Question's gonna be reliability. It's one of the few items on our motorhome that hasn't broken. It's been extremely reliable.
You make it sound like everything broke.
Well, not everything, but you know, you own an RV, things break, this has been good. Now, the customer service at Liquid Spring, you call them, they answer if you have any issues. It's been a great system. And if you stayed to the end, you're asking yourself two questions. One, why do I have plastic on here? And we are doing a reupholstery video. If you look at the passenger side, this is nicely reupholstered. And if you look at the driver's side, it's starting to get some flaking, whatever. Exactly, that's my next project. But let's talk about the True Earth Leveling. So the True Earth Leveling, if you have the 4-corner system, what is going to allow you to do, you can either upgrade if you have the old Liquid Spring system, or if you buy a new system, new installation, it's going to be standard. You can level with the suspension. So very much like air leveling on a high-end motorhome, you can now level with the suspension, or you could level with your levelers, or you could level with both. So you just hit the auto level. It takes, I don't know, what, 30 seconds, and you're level. If you have questions about Liquid Spring, you want to contact Wayne Wells from Liquid Spring. They're great. He answers the phone. He loves to talk about Liquid Spring. If you go to liquidspring.com, Class A motorhome, several Super Cs, Ford F-250, 350, 450, it's available. I believe the Ram, it's available.
And no, we don't have a discount code.
Sorry, that was only the first year. No discount code. But it's something that we wanted to touch back with you guys. We've had 4 years now, and it's been a great system. And I know a lot of people still ask us about it. This is what we tell you. If you're interested in it, go see Wayne at the Tampa show or at the Hershey Super Show or any of the shows that they're at. Again, you can go on their website. Take one for a test drive. That's the best selling point. Take one for a test drive on one of their demo vehicles, and then you make your own decision from there. In the comments below, let us know, do you have an F53 chassis? Is it something you like? Is it something you want improvement? Do you have Liquid Spring? I know a lot of our subscribers dig Liquid Spring. What do you think of it? And if you like videos like this, to the left of us, we'll put our RV upgrades playlist. We'll also put our RV newbies playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.